Hi everybody, welcome to Health Coach TV. I'm Alex, and today, what we are doing right now is Health Coach Confidential. My topic today is the school that I went to become a health coach, which is the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I'm going to share with you my experience, how I got to the school and what I thought about it, my pros, my cons, and some advice if it's something that you're thinking about doing. Alright, so let's get into it. I joined the Institute of Integrative Nutrition in July of 2014. And at the time, I had been working in finance for years. I wasn't really excited about the work that I was doing. I was pretty about my job. I just didn't love it. I knew that I wanted to change, but I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. In talking to a friend who was kind of going through something similar, she mentioned the idea of health coaching, and I was like, what is that? I had no idea. I had never even heard of it as something that you could do. So I got on the Google and started searching, and of course the Institute of Integrative Nutrition came up right away, and that is because it is a huge online school. It's one of the biggest schools that you can go to become certified as a health coach, and their online presence is out of control. It's all over the web. So as soon as you start searching for anything health coach related, IIN comes up. That's how I found out about it, honestly, just from searching on the internet. I read a lot about the school, I phoned them a couple of times, we had a couple of really in-depth talks, and I was just kind of like, you know what? All right, this sounds great. I'm gonna go to the school. It's a one-year program that I can do on the internet at my own time, and at the end of it, I'm gonna have this total life-altering career change. When I was in Flynn, take my money, I'm totally in. Now, which is, October 2016, I have had a lot of success with my health coaching business. I still work a full-time job. I still have a little bit of an other side business, and still have a family and a life and all that kind of stuff. But I'm also running my health coaching business, and it's going really well. It's not the full transition that I thought it was going to be at the beginning, but it's given me a joy and a passion that helps me get through my workday so much easier, because I know that I have this other stuff going on that I actually really love. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Let me talk to you about the pros of IIN. It's a virtual school. It's all modules. You go in, every week they open up a new module. You go through each of the lessons. There's a lot of lectures. There's a lot of reading. It's very in-depth, and you learn a lot about a lot. You get a skim of an education around over 100 different dietary theories, which really welcomes you into the world of wellness. And it was so easy to do with my schedule. You don't have to keep up at all. There's these checkpoints where you have to finish tests. As long as you finish the test before the time is up to do that test, you're still on track, you'll still graduate. There's a couple of other things you have to do outside of that, but it was all super manageable to do. That's definitely a pro. My next pro of IIN, they give you a really great foundation about how to actually coach. So they talk a lot about the coaching process, how to interact with clients, what that's gonna feel like, what's that gonna look like. Very good about the education around that. And they give you actually a really good education about starting a health coaching business, which is something, if you are looking at making this a business, that it's really great that they include that in the course material. The other pro is that I have this great network of friends that I've developed through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. The school itself is obviously virtual, but you have the ability to speak to each other on a Facebook group. Here's a fun little tip. As soon as the Facebook group opens, get in there. The moment I got into the course, I just, not even thinking about it, was like, hey, I live in New York, I'd love to meet other students, let's hang out. And then literally an hour later, the admin of the group came on and was like, hey, we've shut that down. We don't allow people to talk in here. But the really good thing about that was that I had already commented, so the comment was up there, and it got so many comments, so many likes, so many comments, and from that, we built this other Facebook group that was about New York IIN from our year. And then from that group, from the people who actually would show up to the meetings, who actually like built a relationship with each other, built another Facebook group. I think there's about 10 of us that actually see each other all the time, and we go out and we do things, and we, you know, when you're like, hey, there's this really awesome health lecture going on, anybody want to come with me? My regular friends would be like, no thank you. But my IIN friends are like, yes, I'm so excited, that sounds cool. Or like, hey, what's the best kombucha drink? And they're like, oh my god, here's all my suggestions. So it's been super awesome to have this friendship built around health and wellness. We're all cheering each other on, and it's such a great support network. So get in the group, use the group to your maximum advantage, and find people that live in your local area to actually meet and go out with and get coffee and get food and whatever, because the online group is great, but having people that you actually connect with is invaluable, seriously. So let's go through my cons. The first thing is, I said that it gives you a very kind of like a skim into over 100 different dietary theories. So by the end of it, you know a lot about a lot, but you're not a master of anything in particular. So you really need to continue your education. For me, this is kind of a pro because I love learning about wellness, I love learning about health, I'm happy to read, I'm happy to educate myself. It's something that I was doing anyways before I joined the school, so now it's just really a motivation to stay on top of things. But you really need to, after the school, decide, okay, who are the people that I really want to help, whether that's people with type 2 diabetes or autoimmune or fertility or whatever, and then learn everything that you can about that one specific area. Because you know a lot about the rainbow, but you don't know about the droplets. So you really need to learn about the people that you really want to help. Does that make sense? I'm gonna stop asking if things make sense, because if they don't, you can just leave a comment below and I will answer it, okay? Another con, the school is kind of like very aggressive about the way that they market. They are gonna email you, they are gonna call you, they want to talk to you, they want you to join the school. And in my mind, when I was kind of going through the process of them like courting me into the school, I was kind of like, oh, well, I mean, they really know what they're doing. They know how to market. They know how to get me interested. And I was like, yes, they're going to talk to me and teach me how to get people interested in my programs. I didn't really get that out of the school, but I did get a lot of like a foundational business knowledge, which I'm not knocking, but the school was very aggressive in the way that they market to you. And I heard from some other friends who I met in person through my networking that were like, whoa, totally sleazed off by the whole thing. They were like, I wasn't even gonna sign up because I just felt like they were like trying to con me into something. What I would say to that is that they're not trying to con you. You know, the school does give you a ton of credibility. That's another pro. I mean, I would not be a health coach if it wasn't for the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I would not have my health coaching business. I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. I wouldn't be doing any of the things that I'm doing that make me really excited, that charge me up, that help me help people and help me spread the message of health and wellness to people if it wasn't for IIN. So I love this school, but if you're sleazed off by the marketing stuff, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, they want you to join the school. That's the job of their marketing department, is to make you want to join the school and get you excited and get you into it. And they just do it really aggressively. So whether you like it or don't, that's just how they roll. The school also has some continuing ed programs, which I'm kind of like about. They have one program which is how to write a book, which I have a friend who went through that, and now she has this amazing book out, which is phenomenal, and I'm so happy for her. And she even says it would have never happened if it wasn't for this program, so I think that's great. I don't want to sign up for it. I don't want to spend the money on it. I'm like, if I'm gonna write a book, I can probably just write a book. I'm sure I can figure it out, but guidance is always great. They have another program that they just released that's all about the business of health coaching. I read the disclaimers in that and was immediately turned off by it. There was some limitations that they wanted to put on your business if you took their business course, and I was like, that's skeezy. I don't want to limit my business for the next 3 years. I don't know what my business is gonna be in 3 years. So I don't want to say now that I'm not going to do these things because I signed this contract and went through. Anyways, so my point with the continuing ed, read the fine print and really evaluate if it's something that you really want to do. All right? As with any program, that's what you're doing while you're watching this video, evaluating it if you really want to be an IIN. So here's my advice. I would say that IIN is a phenomenal jumping point, a phenomenal launching pad. It is a really good school. It's got a great reputation. You're going to meet so many awesome people. You're going to get so much awesome information. And then you take everything that they've given you, and then you have to be motivated. You have to be determined. You have to have the drive. You have to have the guts. You have to do it every single day to make something viable out of it. You have to turn it into a business. That's all there is to it. I think that I went into it with like shiny, sparkly eyes and was like, I'm gonna go in and then I'm gonna be a super successful health coach. Obviously, it doesn't work out that way. I mean, maybe for like 1% of the people it works out that way. For the rest of us, it's a hustle, it's a grind. You have to be committed, you have to do it, you have to make it happen. And if you're not willing to make it happen, then it might not be this wonderful, illustrious career that you wanted it to be. Which I think it's just a lesson in life. If you don't try really hard to make something happen, it's probably not gonna happen. Sorry, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I think that a lot of people go into it with the same blinders on that I had. And fortunately, I already had a little bit of an entrepreneurial background. I had a business background coming into this. So I kind of, you know, patchworked it together for myself and found what worked for myself. Statistically speaking, probably only 20% of the people who actually go through the program become health coaches. Like, I mean, we're all health coaches, but like have an actual successful business out of health coaching. If you look at the group of friends that I got from health coaching, let's say there's 10 of us, 2 of us are actually businessing it, maybe 2 or 3 of us are like dabbling, and then the other half are just like not really, haven't figured out what they want to do with it yet. And we've been graduated for over a year. So I think you really have to know what you want out of it going into it and really take off that sunshine blinder of like, this is the dream career I've always been looking for, because it's not a career. It's an education that welcomes you into being an entrepreneur. If you want to make a business out of it, you gotta hustle. There are no golden spoons in the world of health coaching. I meet people all the time who graduated from IIN, and I can see it. I can see their amazing careers, and I can see what they've built for themselves. And I know that it's possible. It's possible for you. It's possible for me. It's possible, but they are working really hard, right? What irks me about the school, what I wish that it was more of, was a foundational kind of like scientific background, because it's not. Getting something like, you know, your master's in nutrition, you're obviously gonna have more of that scientific background. This is not that. This is different than that. As a health coach, my job is to guide you to develop healthier activities. My job isn't to prescribe a diet or to prescribe certain macros or calorie counts or whatever. My job is to listen to you, hear where you are, and help make suggestions to get you to a healthier place. And I have so many clients that have had success from that, who tell me so many wonderful things and are just so happy with the results. Even if I never health coached anybody else, if I was just like, okay, you know what, this is the last thing that I'm gonna do, shut down this video, I'm done health coaching, which I'm not, but just saying, I would still be so proud of myself and so happy that I've had the tiny little impact on the lives of the people that I've impacted. I can't even tell you how rewarding it is. I feel like helping people is the reason that everybody gets into health coaching. We want to help people, we are givers. We just want people to be the healthiest versions of themselves. It comes from like a really deep place in my heart that's just full of love and gratitude and just like giving. I want to give. I want to make the world a healthier place so that everybody can be happy and healthy, and I just want everybody to love themselves. That's my main mission. I just want people to get rid of the shit-talking bitch in the back of their heads that is like, you're too fat, you're too ugly, you're this. I want to like get rid of that person. And if I could just get rid of that person for you for one moment where you could just look in the mirror and be like, I'm beautiful. Like, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. If you're thinking about joining the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, I would highly recommend it. I think that it's a great launching pad. I think that you will develop such a strong network of friends, and I think that you can really turn it into something that satisfies you as a human. If this is something that you want to do to help people find health and wellness in your own life, find health and wellness, help other people find health and wellness in their lives, I think that it's definitely something, if you're thinking about it, just do it. I mean, there's nothing to lose really except some cash, which is always expandable. The universe is ever giving. The money will come back tenfold. If you're doing it from a place of your heart that's really about just wanting to help people, the universe will deliver. I really, really, really believe that. I probably sound like a crazy person right now, and I'm aware of that. But I hope that you found this video helpful. If you are considering the school, or if you just follow me and just listen to me waxing poetic for the last God knows how many minutes. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I do a lot of fun cooking videos, health and wellness videos. I think you will like it. I hope you will like it. And until next time, find me on my socials. Those links are all below. I wish you great success in whatever you decide to do with your life. I'm happy that you were here with me for this moment in time, and should really just wrap this up because I am just word vomiting everywhere. Yeah, my husband's like, so much word vomit. I'm sorry. Have a great night, everybody. Nah. I'm good with take one.